Well, hello world. Welcome to Raccoon Studios. I'm Sean Bombs. I'm back with the Behringer 73 preamp video, and this time I'm running signals through the preamp section of the module. The other ones I ran through the line input, and I got a suggestion in the comment section on one of the videos from the Rich Get Richer 9051 about bringing the levels down to like peaking at -10 and then running it through the preamp section instead of the line input. And at first I was like, I don't know. Why did they have the line input if they, but I tried it out and I think it sounds really good. So thank you to the Rich Get Richer 9051. I think it sounds awesome. So we're going to start with drums. I already printed everything and I level matched everything to the peaks, not the RMS or LUFs, because that's one of the reasons you would do something like this is to get your peaks down, but your apparent loudness louder. So I'm trying to match the peaks. They're in the 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 differential, but nonetheless, you'll see the difference. It's really hard to match them because the peaks go all over the place on the normal in the box thing, but then you'll see. So I'm going to play a little snippet and then we'll go through them, okay? All right, so as you could tell, by the time you get to plus 35, you're crushing it, and then plus 40 is just, if you put that in parallel, then maybe that's usable, but, it really depends on your taste, but it's something I probably would never use. So let me find a smaller spot real quick. Let's just do that. So, I mean, again, you could crush it like that and then put it underneath, maybe not put the cymbals. They're not too bad, though, the cymbals. It's just that kick drum and the snare are like doing that thing. But, I think plus 30 would probably, in this case, be the sweet spot. And if you notice on the drum, the original in the box drum stem, I'm around -12 before feeding it into there. So it gives you plenty of headroom so you can gain up the preamp and get the circuitry, not just beating the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just the plus 25 difference. just that plus 25, you're getting you're taming the peaks and getting a little bit more apparent loudness without it drastically changing the distortion characteristics of everything. It's just kind of giving you more in your face thing, and I quite like that. So it'd probably be between plus 25 and plus 30 for something like this, and you won't have too much noticeable distortion. You'll just have solid drums without all the random peaks. All right, so that's good to note, and I really do dig using it this way rather than the line input. So again, thank you to The Rich Get Richer. And let's move on to bass. So the bass is very interesting because it distorts really cool. So we're gonna do the same thing again. Let's do this. You can see over here that, I pulled the clip gain down to try to compensate so the peaks would be similar. All right. Let's start it from this spot where I'm doing a little bit more. All right. So, I mean, you can get gnarly. You can just gain it up just to get a little bit more apparent loudness, or you can get kind of fuzzy, you know what I mean? So, again, you could do that in parallel if you wanted to. Maybe gain one up just a tiny bit and send it twice, and then do the other one in parallel. Something like that, and get just a little bit more out of the thing, and so that's another good thing to note. So now we're on to the mix, and for the mix, I couldn't even go past plus 25 without it distorting in this manner, but I quite like what it does plus 25, and you can see the waveform is just flattened. So you're going to get more apparent loudness, and the peaks are going to be tamed really good. And I'm quite shocked for the price, dude. Seriously. People clown Behringer, and rightfully so, because they questionable practices, I guess. But this thing's really something. So let's check it out. I'm going to clear all my peaks. So you can hear in certain areas of that particular part in plus 30, you could really hear it once there was not so much driving going on as far as the guitars just full out. Once they kind of did a high pitch thing, you could really hear it not being good. But the plus 25, I thought it sounded really, really, really good. And if you notice here, it peaked at -10, but the in the box mix was peaking at -8.4, so almost a dB and a half difference. But the apparent loudness of the plus 25, plus it just has a little bit more oomph, more balls. So let's see. So again, dudes, I said this in the previous videos, and I'm going to say it again. It's a no-brainer. It really is. I mean, as far as longevity, I can't speak to that because I've only had these for 2 weeks, something like that. And yeah, these are all my first initial thoughts and looks and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's usable. It's really usable. I think it, in this particular case scenario, it sounds good. I don't know. There's nothing else I could say. And if you're wondering, I bought these with my own money through Vintage King, with my Vintage King credit card. So, yeah, I get to pay, I don't know what it was. I think it was for over 6 months. So, you know what I mean? If you have something like that, you can pay over time, and you know that's not a lot in the world of analog. So, you know, I'm not telling you to buy one or not buy one. I'm saying listen to the files or listen to this channel, whatever. Listen to what I just did, and if you think it's something that you're into, then you know it's something to consider. Because if you think about it, if you didn't have any other preamps and you wanted, you know, a rig that you could record a full band, that's a really inexpensive way to get into 8 to 16 Neve style preamps. You know, as far as if they sound like a Neve, watching my friend on DIY recording compare to his DIY your Neve clone. That's one of the best clones out there. You know, that thing sounds amazing. So, but you know, you have to build it yourself. It's $400 and something. So if you're good with if you're good with a soldering iron, then you know, I'm trying to get them. They're always sold out. And I will, though. I put my name in for the email thing. We'll see what happens, because I've built a bunch of Cappy stuff over the years, and hairball audio stuff, and some guitar pedals. So, hey, you learn how to build these things, and then you know how to fix these things sometimes too, you know? So, anyway, I think I've talked long enough. I gotta go take my boys to swimming lessons. So with that being said, subscribe to the channel, hit the like, hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Let's get off my hand. Sometimes Edgar doesn't let go of my hand. He doesn't?
I saw your flip, man.